My name is Lily Gordon, and I'm testifying in support of S219 and 540 for green justice zones and affordable housing. I'm a public health research assistant, and I study how disasters like hurricanes disproportionately hospitalize and kill society's most vulnerable communities. As a student of public health, I know that housing inequality is a root cause of health disparity, making safe and affordable housing crucial to closing health gaps between the powerful and the marginalized. When I was 18 years old, I testified against the proposed liquefied gas facility at the hearing before the Rhode Island Coastal Resources Management Council. We were told we couldn't testify about climate change or human health. This was racist and classist policy. Why? It deliberately ignored the lives of people of color and low-income people. The National Grid lawyer supporting this toxic facility said there were no environmental risks of the facility because there were, quote, no trees in the area. That should have been a wake-up call to the environmental racism that left the residents that straddle Island Avenue with toxic air and water but no trees. So instead of listening to the moms of asthmatic children and our government just gave fossil fuels the go-ahead. With S291 and S540, we can invest in jobs, affordable housing, economic and racial justice, renewable energy, and a future for our children. I want to be able to walk down Island Avenue without getting a headache. I want to not have to worry about my friends who live on the south side becoming another data point in the next disaster or developing chronic illnesses from toxic air and politicians who just don't care. A disaster isn't hypothetical. I remember the gas line that ruptured in 2017, shutting down 195, cutting off access to Rhode Island Hospital, diverting ambulances and patients who needed care. What do we do if a disaster like this happens during the pandemic? And that emergency could have been catastrophically deadly had the highly combustible fuel caught fire. The fact that there wasn't an explosion that day had nothing to do with smart policy and everything to do with luck. As a public health researcher, I know science helps us make the right policy decisions to save lives and prevent harm to our neighbors. Right now, we have more than enough information to know what the right policies are. A failure to vote yes means that every death, every hospitalization in the next disaster, every child struggling to breathe this toxic air is because of you. Senators, I urge you to vote for these two bills. I urge you to listen to science and to the stories of our neighbors as they tell us and try not to choke on this air, drown in this water, catch on fire with this fuel as they stay home from school and die without being able to reach the hospital. I've spent hundreds of hours phone banking and door knocking to help my Rhode Island neighbors elect champions of health. If you can't vote in favor of these bills, I will step up with my neighbors to help you step down. Thank you and have a great rest of your night.